warning, the blow. Had to say it, no holding back. Words like fire, igniting the track. Listen or leave, it's your call tonight. Aaron's the storm, he's ready to fight. Voices echo in darkness, where honesty dwells. Aaron drops knowledge, casting his spells. Feelings are fading, lost in the fray. If you can't handle it, step out of the way. It's a bitter pill, but he's done being nice. Had to say it, no holding back. Words like fire, igniting the track. Listen or leave, it's your call tonight. Aaron's the storm, he's ready to fight. It's a bitter pill, but he's done being nice. Had to say it, no holding back. Words like fire, igniting the track. Listen or leave, it's your call tonight. Aaron's the storm, he's ready to fight. So brace yourself tight, prepare for the quake. Aaron had to say it, the truth won't break. Yeah, the truth won't break.
I had to say, or else it would just go unsaid. Yeah, I had to say, or else it would just go unsaid. If you didn't get it from me, you'd hear it from some newsman instead. I may cuss and yell, but I know what I say is right. You know what, I will fucking yell, but I know what I say is right. So long as the world be fucking shit up, I'ma yell into this mic. Left or right, don't matter, I will call you on your shit. I said left or right, don't fucking matter, I will call you on your shit. If you're the side that fucking up, the gorilla's gonna deal with it. Yeah, I had to say it, or else it will go unsaid. Yeah, I had to fucking say it, or else it would just go unsaid. If you didn't hear it yelled at the top of my lungs, you got fed a crock of shit instead.
podcast you are about to listen to contains at least one of the following: strong language, disturbing topics, abusive opinions, generally things that aren't appropriate for little kids or overly sensitive people. So, if any of that stuff's going to get your nose out of joint, this is your chance to turn it off.
Feelings don't matter, so brace yourself tight. He'll lay it down heavy, he'll light up the night. No sugar-coated tales, just cold hard facts. In the realm of opinions, there's no turning back. Listen close or just walk away. But Aaron had to say it, come what may. Here comes Aaron with the truth untold. No holding back, watch the truth unfold. On the podcast, airways feel the righteous sting. You either take it in or let the silence ring.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start out as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys from the Weather Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Rob Podcast, to the Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey, to Boomer Bob, to Josh from New Hampshire, and last but not least, to Bill from Clockham Craft Coffee. Oh, shit. I forgot George, sorry. To George Fonts for the World of Blaze Podcast, longtime supporter of the show. Sorry, I screwed up. It's been a day. Anyway, so yeah, welcome to the show, guys. It's Monday. It is Groundhog's Day. It is February 2nd. As of the time of this recording, it is 7:22 p.m. in Central Standard Time, as in the best time, because we're not on the left coast because they're always wrong, and you're not on the East Coast because those fuckers are in the future. So anyway, happy Groundhog's Day, guys. It's, well, the furry little fucker saw his shadow, so I guess we're in for another 6 weeks of, this bullshit. If you caught into that sort of stuff. Me, personally, I don't put too much stock in a road in determining what the fucking weather patterns are going to be. But what do I fucking know? Which actually brings me to something I want to say, which is kind of cool. I have received today in the mail 2 pairs of Buffalo Bison wool socks from the Buffalo Wool Company. Now, full disclosure, I was sent these by a guy named Buffalo Ron. On X, he owns the company. And it was basically, I made a smart-ass remark about needing to up my gear on some stuff. And as soon as I got a job, I was going to buy some nice Buffalo lined socks. Didn't actually mention him or anything. Somebody else, actually JD, the owner of Harvey's Pistols and Pawn, he said, hey, Ron, we got to get this guy some socks. And Buffalo Ron reached out to me and said, hey, what's your size and give me an address. And he sent me 2 very nice pair of wool socks. So just out of appreciation for him doing something kind that he never had to do. There was no discussion about me plugging it or any other shit. It's just somebody said, hey, this broke dude needs a pair of socks. Hook him up. And he did. So that was really cool of him. And I'm just going to do something I don't normally do here, guys. I'm going to flip over to transition here. This is their website, the Buffalo Wool Company. So they got socks, gloves, beanies, collections, knitwear, gifts, other stuff, bison leather, bison milk-based body care products. It's actually, I went looking through it after talking to them. There's a bunch of really cool shit on here. They got like rugs and all the blankets, just all sorts of cool shit made from, locally. It's all made in America. Good product. Yeah, prices are a little more, they're a little up there, but you're getting something where it's worth it. Yeah, you got beanies and scarves and all this stuff. Yeah, it's expensive. It's like handmade, domestically harvested. It's really cool. And like we'll go to the socks here. We got boot socks. They're not cheap, but you know what? They're gonna keep your feet warm when they're wet. They're gonna keep you dry. There's a reason like military are issued wool socks and stuff. This is actually a pair of the. Let's see if I can find them on here for you. the Trekker Advantage Gear boot socks. That's these here. And then this pair here is a pair of the Pro Gear boot socks, right? Now these are bison fur, and they're made to be worn when you're out hiking. They're going to keep your feet warm if you get wet, if you're in the snow, whatever you do. They're a good thing. These ones are a little Pro Gear boot sock. They're a little thinner. They're buffalo wool silk, so it's a little smoother, a little thinner, a little more compact. But again, very cool things. And so yeah, just really, again, if you want to go out, if you're active on X, go follow at Buffalo Ron. And yeah, like I said, cool guy, did something nice for no reason other than the fact that he wanted to do something nice. So I just wanted to show a little gratitude there. And yeah, that's the first thing on my list. Actually kind of a slow news week this week, and more just to, have some stuff I'm working on, have a couple like minor announcements, before we get into the things I'm going to bitch and complain about for this week. More personal related stuff, show related stuff, however you want to look at it. Sorry, I'm going to tilt that down a little bit just because it doesn't look right on my monitor. So, or maybe it's just because I don't have the angle set right. Oh, well, real professional podcasting here. This is what everybody tunes in for, the fine details. But anyway, point being, the announcement thing I want to come up with. You guys have, anybody who's been listening to the show for any amount of time or following along or recently, everybody knows I'm a chef for a living. That's what I do. And I've been doing it for a long time. That's why we have the Aaron's recipe section now. Well, kind of in the vein of Aaron being a chef and trying to do stuff with it, I've been talking off and on for quite a while about launching a line of spice blends and rubs, and I finally got the kick in the slats I needed to do it. And so I'm going to be putting forward a Kickstarter. I'm still waiting for Kickstarter to approve my application and all this other stuff. It's a whole process. But I'm going to be launching a Kickstarter to fundraise to make the first batches of the spice blend, and there will be donation tiers. No, obviously, nobody has to do anything if you don't want to. Times are tight for friggin' everybody. I'm not asking anybody for anything. But if you want to help out, you want to help me get this get this pig kicked so we can try and get things going. Maybe help me get a little business rolling where I won't have to necessarily be sweating the small stuff as much. That will be going up. I will post, obviously, once I have the information and the approval and everything else, I will be posting it. And then, based on, donation tiers come with different stuff, depending on how you want to do it. So, they all get a personalized thank you from yours truly. So if you just can't wait to have a little bit more Aaron in your life, go ahead and do that. And then, there's going to be one stickers for the logo on one tier, and then, a choice of one of the blends for a sample. If you donate at a certain level, the next level up, you get the entire kit and caboodle, because that's like the premium platinum donor level, and that will give you a package of each flavor as soon as the launch comes out. You'll get them before they're available anywhere else. And so that's going to be launching here. I'll be talking about it more. It should be getting approved any day now, but it's not approved yet, so I don't have the official yes, this is where you can go to do this. Hopefully by the weekend it will be approved and everything will be done. The process has started, the ball's rolling. I've done all this stuff to verify I'm not a scammer. I'm not somebody trying to, just hustle people. I've had to verify my identity, verify that I have a bank account that the funds can go to, and blah, 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 blah. It's a whole ordeal. If you've never tried to do crowdfunding before, it's way more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be. But it's a thing. I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger. I'm tired of being dependent on the rest of the world. It's time to start being independent and doing all the shit I always say people should be doing that I haven't been taking my own advice. So, yeah, that'll keep your eyes peeled. That'll be coming. The announcements will be going out on all the socials. I'll probably drop a video about it, just for the people that only follow on these platforms. Because, some people don't do social media, and I don't blame them. But you can go to ihadtosayitpodcast.com and join the Discord, because there will definitely be an announcement in there. There will be announcements across all the social media platforms. It will be... we're going to be starting out with a general purpose grilling rub, a barbecue seasoning blend, a poultry blend, and a seafood blend. They are all very versatile blends because they can be used as they're all standalone. They will all do a fantastic job by themselves. And I'm biased. I wrote the recipes. I created the proportions. I developed the ratios. I've tweaked them and tested them and fine-tuned them over the last 2.5 decades I've been being a chef. These are recipes. I'm proud of them. I'm putting my name on them. I'm putting myself out there to be critiqued and judged by people who I think know less than me about a certain subject matter, which is not something I'm comfortable doing by any stretch of the imagination. So, I'm going to stand behind them. If you don't like them, I'm sorry. If there's an actual issue with them, that's one thing. But if you just don't like them, that's a you problem. It's not my fault you have bad taste. But yes, so they will be coming. And, if things go well, if it takes off, shit, look at Danos. Danos was founded on social media because of COVID. There's no reason to say I can't get a little taste of that too. If you have some kind of audience or following and I send you some stuff and you want to plug it, I will be more than happy. I will love you forever. Aaron, love you a long time. You help him, get out of the hole. So, Bill, that will be tier 2. And I have other things locked and loaded. I just decided 4 was the starting number because since I'm going to be doing all this production work myself, we're starting the line with 4. There are going to be additional things coming. There is going to be a pastrami, a binary kit for pastrami that includes a brine and a rub, along with smoking instructions, so you get the best damn pastrami you're going to find, west of New Jersey. So we're going to do that. I'm going to be partnering with Clockham Craft Coffee to do a coffee blended spice rub, seasoning rub. We'll develop it. I'm going to work more closely with Bill and on that one to figure out what they want it to do, and I will make it happen. But I'm actually looking forward to that partnership. It's going to be phenomenal. And and speaking of which, if you haven't bought some Clockham Craft coffee yet, you're fucking up. You need to be living better, do better. Go to clockhamcraft.coffee. That's COLOCKUMCRAFT.COFFEE. Go there, buy some good ass coffee. It's how you start your day. It's how you get functioning. You should not be drinking garbage from the fucking grocery store. You should not be drinking mass-produced swill. You should not be going to Starbucks and spending $7.50 on one fucking cup of coffee when for 16 something you can get a pound of coffee and make several pots yourself. It's not complicated. It's common sense. If you're going to spend that kind of money, you might as well get something fucking good. So go do that. Go buy some coffee and use code WSMG for 10% off on your order for the entire month of February. Yeah, because I don't have a code because neener, I'm still not setting up a sponsorship deal. Ha! Suck it, Bill. So anyway, that's that. Which takes us to the next thing. WSMG, Weathered Soul Media Group. This coming weekend, I will be guest appearing on the Weathered Soul, the flagship of the program. The morning show I'm on every morning, Road Rage 101, we've changed it to now. Yeah, that's Bruce McGee, Ken Madden, Jason. I'm gonna be on there this weekend. Their flagship show is to talk about entrepreneurial type stuff, and I'm going to be on Weathered Soul this weekend to talk about this. Not I had to say it. I'm not going on there as Aaron from I Had to Say It. I'm going on there as Chef Aaron to talk about my coming spice line. I still got to trademark the name and everything, so I'm not going to tell you what the name is, but I should have that done by Saturday. So hopefully by Sunday when the show is, you guys will be able to tune in and check it out. And you should already be following Weathered Soul Media Group on all the platforms, whether it be YouTube or whatever. But I will post links in the show notes because I can't. I can't say all the slashes and all this other shit. Anyway, go find Weathered Soul Media Group. The Weathered Soul, the Weathered Report is the name of the show. Like I said, I'm going to be on there on Sunday. I'm going to be talking about this upcoming project, why I got into it, how I got into it, kind of why you guys should trust me to be giving you. And hopefully you've been trying some of these recipes I've been telling you at the end of every show this year because and then at least you understand I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not just blowing smoke. It's not like I'm some fucking schmuck who's out here like, no, trust me, believe me, I make good shit. Hopefully you've at least looked at some of the things I've said and made something halfway decent. So I'm not just pulling shit out of my ass. I do know what I'm talking about. And if I'm willing to attach my name to this, you better believe it's going to be fucking good because I'm an arrogant, egomaniacal asshole. I'm not going to put my name out there attached to something that is substandard. It's not going to be okay. And seeing as it's going to be a small, cottage industry, artisan craft product, I'm going to be making it all. No, I'm going to be responsible for making sure it meets my quality standards before it gets shipped. So you're going to get good shit. I promise. Okay, that's enough of a fucking plug, because doing that much marketing and trying to sell shit, it just hurts. It's giving me a headache. And I still have actual ranting to do tonight. Excuse me. Yeah. Not a sponsorship, just a tasty beverage. So anyway, first thing we're going to do, and now that I've, bitched about Groundhog, Puxatawny Phil being an asshole and saying we got 6 more weeks of bullshit falling out of the sky, and me being very grateful for my Buffalo wool socks, which will be keeping my Tootsies warm as I, go outside to take the dog out, because it's not like I got to go to work or anything yet. Still actively looking. The whole launching the spice launching the spice line is not stopping me from going to still trying to seek employment. And so I'm still working on that too. I don't get the wrong idea. But this is, like I said, this is going to be, you're going to be getting taken care of. You're going to be getting taken care of well. But anyway, so yes, Puxatawny Phil has said it's going to be cold. Aaron has some shiny new buffalo wool socks to keep his Tootsies warm. And that's handy because, I still live in the frozen hellscape that is, northern Illinois. So I'm happy about that. But speaking of frozen hellscapes, now we're going to take a little flight over to Minnesota. They're still being stupid in Minnesota. They're still out there acting like absolute fucking twats on behalf of a bunch of fucking, third world refugees and people that are actively ripping off the American people. And these sanctimonious twats out there feel like they are, they're doing some good. They're out there. They're trying to fight against the fascist regime of Orange Man bad. I mean, I can't really understand how there's a deviation in there from saying, you know what? Obama deported more people than Trump did. It's not an unheard of practice. You can go back to the, anywhere from the late 90s to 2014 and find Democrats talking about how illegal immigration needs to be stemmed and they need to stop the flow of these people. And people, if you're here illegally, you're going home. Fucking Obama said it multiple times in multiple press conferences. You can't come here illegally and expect to reap the benefits of being here illegally. Now, the song all started to change when the Democrats realized they needed to buy votes by bringing all these people in and flooding the population maps. And it's, for anybody's, illegals can't vote. You need it. First off, if you don't need ID to verify that you have the right to vote, it doesn't matter. You're talking out your ass, because illegals can vote because you're not verifying that they're citizenship. So that's a fucking hollow argument from anybody who tries to put it forward. But secondly, it's not just about the votes. And I've talked about this before too. It's about demographics. It's about census numbers that unfairly flood electoral votes and representation in Congress to these heavily burdened illegal districts, to these people where they're getting states like California, Illinois, fucking Minnesota, all Arizona, all these shithole states that are overwhelmingly blue, that are misproportionately represented in our Congress because they count these illegals in the census. And even if they don't actually have a right to vote, which they're still doing it, I don't care what you say, you can't convince me otherwise, that population still determines the number of representatives and the number of electoral votes these states are receiving, which are unevenly distributed. It's not like it's, this side gets 3 more representatives and that side gets 3 more representatives. No, it's these deep blue fucking areas are getting heavier representation that they're actually not warranted. And that's why I have a problem with it. But furthermore, we have all these, white guilt having liberal fucking retards. Because if you look at these protests anywhere across the country, it's overwhelmingly white, upper class, and by and wide old motherfuckers that are out here flooding the streets and protesting. Now, there are always exceptions to the rules. You get the younger, more uppity fucking like college kids and shit that are there too, thinking they're changing the world because they're so smart because their commie fucksbag professors told them that they are, as long as they do exactly what they're told and drink the Kool-Aid and fucking swear to the allegiance and kiss the fucking ring of, woke fucking statism and all the other bullshit that these college commie fuckheads, espouse. At the end of the day, they're all morons. It's all performative. And they're out there doing this shit on behalf of people who, let's just say, for example, one of the fucking skinnies was walking down the street in Minneapolis right now, and they saw a protester who got clipped by a car because they're fucking retards and they don't know to get out of the street. And somebody got tired of their bullshit and didn't want to stop for their ICE checkpoints that they were putting in, which is something we're going to address in a second here, but I want to get to my point first. Say one of these fucking white liberal retards is bleeding out on the side of the fucking road and some skinny fucker comes walking by and, you know, sees him laying on the side of the road. Odds are better than even money. It's not that they're going to call for help or try and make sure this person gets rescued. They're going to run their fucking pockets and then go on about their fucking way, because these are people with a criminal fucking mindset. You don't import the third world and elevate the first world. It's just not how it fucking works. So that comes to what I wanted to say about Minnesota. So in Minnesota, now the libtard mouth-breathing shit stains that are up there protesting on behalf of people who would mock them if they were killed in their processes, because it happened. Fucking skinnies were out there making fun of Renee Good for getting shot. They're probably making fun of Alex Purdy too, because they don't have any fucking empathy. The people that are out there dying because of their empathy it's not reciprocated by the people they're dying for. And that's one of the reasons I think they're so fucking stupid. Never mind the fact that they're out there breaking the law. Never mind the fact that they're putting themselves in harm's way. Because if there's something that is an actual, you know, wrong that needs to be righted, sometimes you got to put yourself in harm's way. I'm not saying I don't understand the mentality behind it. What I don't understand is doing it for people who not only don't appreciate it, but feel they have a right to steal from you. You will not find a Somali migrant in fucking Minnesota that will say that theft is wrong, that will say the fraud is wrong, that will say defrauding the federal government to the tune of billions of dollars is wrong. There's literally interviews of people going, oh, it's just fiscal crime. They don't view it as a problem. They view it as an industry, and that's part of the fucking problem. These motherfuckers are standing up there and laying down their fucking lives for people who not only don't appreciate them, but who think they're fucking stupid. It's just a sad state of affairs. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was a case of something I believed in, or more importantly, somebody I cared about, I would do horrific shit for people. I would commit war crimes. But at the end of the day, that's because the people I would do that for, I know would appreciate it, are worthy of it, and would not, think I was a piece of shit for dying in their name. So, it's a certain degree of gratitude and expectation that needs to be reciprocated before I'll even think about putting myself in harm's way. I'm not a fucking retard. I'm not some liberal smooth-brained fuck who seems to think that this performative nonsense somehow makes him the good guy. I would never in my fucking life, no matter how strongly I believed in something, take a child to something where there could be violent action. I would not take a kid to a riot. That's effectively what these libtards are fucking doing, using children as human shields to try and prevent federal law enforcement from using crowd restraint techniques on them, trying to say ICE is gassing children with tear gas because these retarded fucks won't disperse, trying to say they have a right to protest when they don't seem to understand interfering with police actions is not protesting, that's obstruction, and it's a fucking crime. You're not the good guy for bringing your baby out in Arctic fucking temperatures into a situation where they may be harmed. You are a terrible fucking parent and a bad fucking person. I don't care why you think you're doing it. Anytime you prioritize anyone over your child, you are a horrible failure of a fucking human being. Now, the expectation from these motherfuckers, I generally believe that a lot of people that have very leftist ideals don't really actually see kids or the family unit as being relevant or important. They treat them more like, let's see, this is my accessory. That's why every fucking leftist retard either has a trans child or an LGBTQIA LMNOP child, because they get more work points with the other smooth-brained liberal fucktards when they have that. It's not a, this is my kid's truth and I want them to live this. This is, you can't be the only straight kid and all my friends will make fun of me type shit. It's pathetic. They're failed, weak human beings, and it makes me fucking sick. And these simple-minded motherfuckers who are doing this shit have started setting up, like I said, anti-ICE checkpoints. The same retarded motherfuckers who were claiming it was a right to protest by saying, that vehicle looks like it might be ICE. You need to prove to me you're not, or we're going to try and rip you out of your vehicle. You need to open your vehicle and show me what's inside because I think you might be ICE, and I don't want you in my neighborhood. These dumb motherfuckers think they are righteous in their actions, and more importantly, they think they have some sort of legal right to do so, and they don't. Well, now they're setting up fucking janky ass checkpoints at various places around fucking Minneapolis. Basically, you know, like pallets and garbage cans, and they're blocking the roads, which is actually illegal imprisonment of people going about their way, making these people prove they're not ICE so they can come in or come and go as they please. And they are, you know, these, you know, Antifa libtard fucking idiots because I saw a video of one today where he's like, oh, well, according to my database, your car's ICE. He was harassing an Uber driver because according to our database, your car is, that license plate is ICE. Motherfucker, you don't have access to any federal database to get that information. It's some fucking spreadsheet that all these libtard idiots put together themselves. They're sharing it over Signal, which, by the way, their Signal accounts and like the ICE Tracker website and all this other stuff. This is, you know, kind of news, but it's... I don't have a lot of the notes on it, but yeah, apparently the guy who set up the ICE tracking website and trying to coordinate all these cells of fucking Antifa assholes and assorted libtards who want to report and track ICE movements to interfere and obstruct ICE activities. Yeah, it got hacked because apparently the guy who set it up really didn't know what he was doing in terms of coding and shit, and they hacked the shit out of it. Everybody's information was logged. Payment information, fucking personal information, cell phone numbers, addresses, locations, email addresses, names, all the information these libtards gave to each other to try and coordinate to fight the government has been seized and turned over to the FBI and I think the NSA but yeah, it's been seized, it's been analyzed. They're going to start, you know, a lot of people can expect some fucking visits in the upcoming weeks, and fuck them, they deserve it for being stupid in the first place. And yeah, so that's the state of affairs in this country at this point. We have a bunch of retarded idiots. And do I honestly, you know, part of me says it's not as big as the fucking world's trying to make it out to be. It's isolated. It's restricted to big cities right now, deep blue areas. As soon as you get out into the suburbs, nobody gives a fuck. It's like, take that shit back to the city and leave us the fuck alone. And yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Tristan. I need to bring that up, too. Yeah, and the thing is, like, the Signal chat that got hacked because a independent journalist type guy got into it and, you know, signed up for the Signal chat and just was, you know, sitting there logging. He's got all the logs, been logging all the chat. The Signal chat was being organized and coordinated by the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota. So, yeah, that dumb bitch. She is... She's going to be on the hook for a lot of trouble. She's going to be in a bad way. I hope. If there's any justice in the world, which I no longer believe there actually is, it's a case of this dumb broad will have to at least pay the piper. She may be the sacrifice. Who knows? She's a mouth-breathing retard. She's a fucking idiot. She looks crazy. You can look at her and be like, God, I wouldn't fuck her with Jamingo's dick. But I'm sorry. That's a callback to something that was said this morning. You need to catch the morning shows if you want to understand some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth, because I don't think before I speak. But yeah, so yeah, this ICE bullshit in Minnesota, and you've got the typical players, you know, my fuck muppet governor is, you know, oh, well, you know, we support the brave Minnesotans and blah, 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 blah. And like the fucking Hershey head fucking Brandon Johnson from fucking the mayor of Chicago, he's out there. Him and the head of the CTU and the lieutenant of the CTU, they're all out there saying, oh, well, you know, and they went to Minnesota to go protest, the CTU people did. And the fucking Brandon Johnson is trying to sign a bill saying that they're going to prosecute ICE for violating people's rights and da-da-da-da-da. And this motherfucker, anybody with more than 2 brain cells to rub together knows this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He made an announcement. He said he cleared it with the Attorney General, and they're all coordinated, and everybody's on board, and this is what's going to happen. The Attorney General's office immediately released a statement saying, nobody talked to us, and we don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. Because at the end of the day, a mayor doesn't have any authority over federal law enforcement. None. Zero. Zilch. Zip. This commie fucking retard who is nothing more than a yammering mouthpiece for the commie fucking CTU opened his mouth before he should have. You know, they have lawyers. They have a team of lawyers in the city of Chicago that are paid for with taxpayer dollars to the tune of millions of dollars a year. They don't get billed for hours. They just are covered by the fucking, you know, taxes. This is the city's lawyers. They didn't bother to consult them before they held a press conference where he signed an executive order saying they were going to find ways to prosecute ICE. fucking retard. But anyway, so the next blow to the retards in Minnesota is some information came out about the officers who shot Alex Purdy. Just little bullet points here. They're both Latinos. Neither one of them are actually ICE agents. They're border patrol and customs. They're not ICE agents. That's immigration customs. These guys are border patrol officers, and they were both Latinos. So that whole white supremacy narrative shot right in the ass, just like Alex Purdy. At the end of the day, the old cards are not carrying the weight that they think they were going to. Nobody gives a shit when they're screaming racism anymore because they're fucking wrong. Overwhelmingly, everything they're trying to blame on racism is generally due to their own fucking stupidity punching them in the fucking face. And it's just, icing on the cake that these motherfuckers you got a couple of white brain dead retards that have gotten popped by Latino gentlemen on behalf of fucking Somali fraudsters. It's just, you can't write this shit. This is a Monty Python sketch. It's retarded. Like if Monty Python was ultra dark, because, the lighthearted humor back in the 70s is entirely different from what comes out of my mouth, but it's the same degree of fucking ridiculousness. It is what it is. So anyway, going into terms of ridiculousness, another thing did happen over the weekend, and it's still not conclusive, it's still not definitive, it's still not complete, but there was a drop of 3.5 million emails from Jeffrey Epstein to various high-powered, well-known, well-renowned individuals. People have been combing through them for days now, trying to. You're already starting to see, big names coming up. Bill and Hillary are still ignoring their congressional summons. They're still, they're talking about holding them in contempt. But you got people like Jamie Ratshit and all the other usual libtard leaders. They're not going to vote to hold their own in fucking contempt for failing to, return a fucking congressional subpoena. Which, ironically enough, under the last administration, the same people who are saying they're not going to vote to hold them in contempt were really vocal about how nobody's above the law and a congressional subpoena is not something you can just walk away from. There need to be consequences. They're not going to push for them on their own team because it's a bunch of partisan bullshit, and it keeps the swamp happy. It's a bunch of performative nonsense for the fucking retards in the country that are not going to do anything about it. So, yeah, but anyway, all this information comes out. It comes out that Bill Gates was real chatty with Jeffy when Jeffy was telling him to slip Melinda fucking antibiotics discreetly so she doesn't catch an STD that he caught from fucking a Russian hooker under Jeff's watch. So that's fun. My biggest problem with this, other than the fact that it's 3.5 million emails that needs to be parsed through, and it's going to be a laundry list of work. We still have yet to see a single person in cuffs. Nobody's being perp walked for this. Jeffrey Epstein went to prison. Ghislaine Maxwell went to prison for sex trafficking and for bringing underage girls into fucking, across borders for the purposes of sex trafficking and a bunch of other stuff that literally apparently trafficked them to nobody because there's nobody getting charged for actually fucking the kids, just for the people who provided the kids for fucking. And, some of the stuff that has come out in these emails is utterly fucking ridiculous. To me at least, there's stuff where, like, and realistically, they're saying, well, Trump's name is in some of these emails, and Elon's name is in some of these emails, and Elon actually dropped the emails himself once they were fucking made public, which were a bunch of times where Jeff Epstein was trying to get him to come out, and he was just kind of like, yeah, no, I'm really not interested. It's one of those things. If you got nothing to hide, the light's not going to fucking bother you. And yes, they're billionaires. They travel in the same fucking circles. It'd be like somebody telling me that I'm guilty of fucking something because the meth head up the street stole copper from the fucking village power transformers. So obviously, since I live down the street from the fucking meth head, I must be stealing copper too. That's the same kind of mentality these dumb motherfuckers who are saying, well, they're all billionaires. Yeah, no shit. Well, there's pictures of them at the same social functions. Yeah, there is. Because billionaires go to billionaire shit. Poor motherfuckers like you and me go to Chuck E. Cheese for your kid's birthday until they're fucking 12, and then they don't want to hang out with their parents anymore, and then you fucking cope and seethe. That's how the real life is. That's how shit works. It's fucking retarded. So these brain-dead motherfuckers that are out here, like I said, Elon had no problem. He's like, yeah, hey, guess what, guys? The files got leaked. Here's everything that's got my name on it. That's how you fucking deal with it. I mean, there's always a possibility somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, he didn't release this one." Who knows? I'm not gonna take the time to go through all this shit because I don't think anything's gonna come from it. I believe if there were smoking guns, we're still not gonna see anything happen from it because until something comes from it, it's fucking meaningless. It's fucking pointless. It's just showing there are two tiers of justice. Excuse me. And the ridiculousness continues because not only is it, a non-functional performative bunch of nonsense until people are actually in fucking cuffs, until these global elite motherfuckers are in handcuffs, there are other implications behind it too. Like I said, one of the emails was Jeff advising Bill Gates to slip Melinda some fucking penicillin in her drinks so she didn't get the fucking clap from the Russian hooker he was clapping on his island. But then you come out to find out things like Jeffrey Epstein got fucking booted from Xbox Live back in the day, which now we're talking like peak, the older people may not get this reference, but we're like talking peak Call of Duty lobby time on the internet when the Wild Wild West was the fucking chat lobbies prior to matches when you were playing games on Xbox Live. When you would hear slurs that you didn't realize these words could be combined in a manner to make them a slur. When every white kid within 5,000 feet of a fucking Xbox microphone was dropping N-bombs left and right. When what's the other one they call it? The F slur. When people were saying the F slur like it was their middle name. Now me, it's a case of whatever. I don't. Yeah, Xbox lobbies were wild back in the day. You know how fucking outlandish you had to be to get booted off of Xbox Live in the fucking mid 2000s? It was fucking insane. So Jeffy Poo gets fucking booted from Xbox Live, and that was one of the emails that people felt the need to float was Xbox or Microsoft telling him his account had been suspended. Probably just because it's fucking funny at the end of the day. But yeah, so this creepy motherfucker was in Xbox Call of Duty lobbies talking shit and trying to probably groom little kids for, getting diddled by Hillary or whatever the fuck other wretched, horrendous shit he was up to. And like I said, at the end of the day, until we see fucking people getting perp walked, so fucking what? All the information's out there. It's in the light. The antiseptic is being applied, except for it's not, because at this point it's being exposed to the light and we're finding out it's light-resistant fucking bacteria. So until they're perp walked, until there's cuffs, it's just fucking more demonstrations, more performative nonsense. There's no justice. There's no fucking righteous fucking retribution for the victims. There's no fucking consequences for the perpetrators. And ironically enough, one of the things we're seeing is a bunch of people are starting to try and say that the Epstein file release validates the fucking conspiracy theory that said Jeffrey Epstein was transferred out of his cell the night prior to them finding his corpse. And because based on what I saw, I haven't seen everything. Like I said, I have not taken the time to go digging through it. But based on what I saw, they're trying to say that he was transferred out, and it was validated because it referenced a 4chan article where the supposed whistleblower dropped the information that Jeffrey was removed from his cell by a medical transport the day before they found him dead in his cell, which was posted anonymously by somebody who was allegedly a guard at the facility. And it's and then people are saying, oh well, this compound's where they said they saw him alive in Texas 6 months later and all this other. I mean, it's feeding conspiracy theories. From what I've been able to tell so far, there's not any actual hard proof at this point. And I'm sorry, I know it's really bad for me to be drinking this much, but my throat's very, very dry today. So it's a case of nothing's come from it at this point. It's a bunch of shit. Now, like Thomas Massey was actually on the floor in Congress talking about exactly that. How until people start getting perp walked, it's fucking meaningless. It's a start to get the list out there, but until and nobody believes we've gotten a fully unredacted or an edited version. Nobody believes it's everything, but it's still more than a lot of us ever thought would see the light of day. But on the other side of that coin, it brings forward an interesting argument, which is, since we had Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino all saying there was no list, there was nothing to release, there were no files, it was all ridiculous. Now that all this stuff's coming out, what's that say about them? Should they be held culpable? Should they be held liable? Should they be brought up on charges for obstruction? There's a lot of people floating around things that saying they should all, at the minimum, be resigned, which is a moot point with Bongino because he's gone back to his podcast. I have no interest in watching it. I'm curious to know what kind of a following he's got going because he broke faith with a lot of his core listeners that he had before he took the job. So I'm wondering how forgiving they're going to be, how much they're going to let him come back. I'm really curious, and I might go check out his episode just to see how it fucking went. I mean, I can't imagine it'd be like this where he actually, occasionally glances over at the chat and responds to people and all that other stuff. But yeah, I do profess a mild curiosity about how things went. I don't know. We'll see what we'll see. So let's see. I'm gonna reference the notebook here real quick. Let's see. February 2, Groundhog Day. Puxatawny Phil's a cunt. Okay, so got that out of the way. Got my awesome buffalo wool socks. Got that out of the way. Let's see. Morons in Minnesota blocking the roads. Ice shooters were Latinos from Border Patrol, not fucking ICE agents. Let's see. Libtards setting up their checkpoints in the middle of the road. Yeah, got that. Epstein emails released. Bill Gates needed penicillin. Jeffrey Epstein played Call of Duty. Okay, next thing. You guys know I don't give a nickel-plated shit about celebrities or people we're supposed to care about. I don't believe entertainers have any kind of deeper wisdom or knowledge or anything. I believe if you're famous for pretending to be shit that you're not, your opinions don't fucking matter because you're not someone significant. You are a puppet. You are a mouthpiece. You are a prop. You are not a creator. You're not intelligent. There's no proof of you being special because you fucking entertain people. You're an entertainer. Shut the fuck up and entertain. Your opinions are no more relevant than anyone else's. Keep them to your fucking self. Now, addendum to that, same goes for fucking musicians. Make the music, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about your politics. Nobody cares about your beliefs. But there was another masturbatory awards ceremony over the weekend, which was the Grammys, which... based on, I don't give a fuck about the Grammys. I don't give a fuck about celebrities. I don't give a fuck about any of these people. I wish bad things would happen to them. Shut the fuck up and entertain me. And beyond that, I don't fucking care. I don't want to hear your politics. I don't want to hear your opinions on sports teams. I don't want to hear anything out of your fucking mouth except for what I'm paying to hear from you. That's fucking it. And a lot of these sanctimonious, commie, libtard fucking idiots who are out of touch with reality completely. It's like the Ricky Gervais approach to things where it's, thank your agent, thank your God, shut the fuck up, get off the stage. You have no moral high grounds to lecture anybody about anything. You've spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg, and you're out of touch with reality. That was true when he said it. It's still fucking true today. It's a case of these fucking sanctimonious cunts don't have any goddamn room to lecture anybody. And you get people like the fucking retarded Billie Eilish who lives in a fucking $3 million, 14-acre fucking mansion talking about nobody's illegal on stolen land, fuck ICE. Okay, you dumb cunt. You live with armed security behind in a mansion on an estate with a fucking raised wall, fences, and razor wire. You don't get to lecture the average people that want these fucking thieving, lying pieces of shit out of our fucking country. You dumb cunt. The only person who I have anything positive to say about in any light, way, shape, or form that I've heard about thus far from the Grammys was Jelly Roll, who, based on all accounts of anyone who's ever interacted with him and that I in any way, shape, or form respect, is an actual down-to-earth, decent human fucking being. He got up, thanked God, thanked Jesus for steering him away from his destructive lifestyle. He's been working his ass off to lose his weight and get healthy so he can stay alive for his kid. And God bless him for fucking winning. And fuck every sanctimonious cunt who went up there to use it as a platform to preach their ignorant fucking brain-dead, mouth-breathing fucking politics. And speaking of brain-dead, mouth-breathing political fucktards, KJB was at the fucking awards ceremony. Yes, the most unqualified judicial Supreme Court justice in the history of this fucking country, who literally got the job because she had the right genetics in an XX and she had the right pigmentation levels. That's her only fucking qualifications because she's dumber than a box of fucking hammers. Yeah, no, she was there applauding and giving a standing ovation when every time somebody said something to the tune of fuck ICE. This worthless, brain-dead, brainwashed commie cunt who has no business in the highest fucking office of the land was there clapping in hands. This worthless piece of shit She should be fucking impeached. She should be taken from the bench. She should be fucking disbarred. She's a fucking retard. She has no business making policy or deciding the course of this country in any way, shape, or form. She was appointed by a fucking puppet, and she's nothing but one herself. She's a disgrace to the fucking entirety of the judicial system, and she needs to be fucking taken down. Now, I'm not saying taken down in the leftist manner. I don't mean things in a bad way. I just mean I need her to lose the shit she has that she doesn't deserve. She does not deserve to be on the Supreme Court. She's a fucking retard. She is not the kind of person we need steering this country. She gets confused on basic concepts like, what is a man? What is a woman? What is and? This broad is a fucking retard. She needs to go. Sorry, I get a little worked up by that cunt for whatever reason. Just her appointment offends me. The fact that, I probably could have, years ago before I decided to go down the course of degeneration that led me to be a chef, I probably could have gone to law school. I mean, y'all may find that hard to believe just knowing me from this, but I actually used to be pretty intelligent. And I at one point was kind of, considering pre-law and, going into financial law and, learning how to fucking keep the government from stealing from me, basically. And I opted out of it because it sounded like a lot of work at the time. I can't even sugarcoat it with lofty ideals. I got burned out and said, fuck this. That's the long and the short of how I walked away from college the first time. And yeah, I could make better legal fucking rulings than this dumb cunt. With a fucking smartphone and 15 minutes on the fucking cases, I could probably figure these things out. Because I wouldn't need people to explain basic fucking concepts to me. Because I'm not a fucking retard. God, I hate that woman. Apologies again. I'm sorry for all the drinking, guys. Believe it or not, before I actually started doing these live streams, that happened during the regular recordings for the podcast too, but I edited out all the sippy noises. And I still do if you listen to the audio versions of the show. If you're one of the audio listeners that are not in the live stream right now, you'll get that. But anyway, so that's like I said, it's been kind of a slow week other than that stupidity stuff. Tom Holman went into Minnesota, and it was kind of funny because everybody was acting like when they were pulling out the ice chief, they're like, oh, well, he's getting fired, and and it's like, no, they fucking pulled him out and sent the fucking bulldog in, and he went in there, and all of a sudden Minnesota fucking government officials were way more compliant. All of a sudden the cops are going out there and trying to contain the fucking protesters so they're not getting themselves fucking shot, and they're not getting fucking maced, and they're not getting hit with pepper sprays, and they're not getting hit with the fucking sonic device that makes everybody fucking nauseous and feel like their skin's on fire. Because, yeah, we actually do have that kind of crowd deterrent, non-lethal fucking, crowd control methods that will use microwaves to fucking make your skin kind of feel like it's 135 fucking degrees. So, yeah, that's kind of what I got. So I'm going to take a minute here and we're going to open it up to the chat. And as I said last week, when I open it up to the chat, I am now going to play a promo for another show. If I can get my Rodecaster to the right page here. I should have had this done ahead of time, but it's a new thing and I'm just getting used to it. So, all right, there you go.
Tired of watered-down takes and safe comedy? Step inside the Boomer Bunker, where John Jamingo and the Duchess blow the doors off the news, sports, and pop culture with raw opinions, sharp humor, and zero apologies. From political chaos to viral nonsense, no topic is off limits, and no feelings are spared. Join Jamingo and the Duchess, Monday and Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. All show links can be found at boomerbunker.com. So grab a drink, strap in, and become a bunker dweller.
All right, and ironically enough, during that entire time, nobody said anything in the chat. So, guess that idea was a bust. So yeah, go check out the Boomer Bunker. I probably should have done the one for the weather report, but I played that one last week. So, yeah. Anyway, so before I go to the recipe of the week, anybody got anything you want? Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Tristan, there's a show called The Boomer Bunker. I'm sure you've never heard of it at all. And Duchess, my pleasure. Like I said, I'm going to start trying to be better about that. So if you're a podcaster and you listen to this show and you want to have your promo inserted during the pause to let people make comments in the chat for me to go back and read the chat in case anybody's saying anything, email it to me. I had to say a podcast at gmail.com, or go to I had to say a podcast.com and click on one of the links and there's a submission form and get me the information. I'll be happy to play it, assuming your show doesn't suck. I will actually vet shows before I decide I'm going to promote them. So be conscientious of that. I'm not just going to take some random asshole like, hey, I know we've never talked before, but here, plug my show. You've been doing this for 5.5 years. You must be important because nobody lasts that long. Plug my show. So, but by all means, reach out if you'd like me to stick your promo in here somewhere. And in the meantime, let's see. As I'm scrolling back through, there was some chatter going on while I was running my yap, but doesn't really. Some of it I already touched on. Let's see. Actually, most of it's actually in relevance to what I was saying. Let's see. Yeah, Tristan, I do agree that there is, it's not stolen. It was paid for in blood and conquered. And ironically enough, the thing the fucking libtards seem to forget when they're saying, oh, no one's illegal on stolen land. The vast majority of the land in this country was conquered and purchased. Conquered by other nations and then purchased by us. We bought most of the West Coast, most of, the Texas territories, most of, Arizona, New Mexico. All of that was bought and paid for from Mexico. We didn't steal it. We didn't conquer them. We didn't fight them for it. We bought it. The Louisiana Purchase gave us all of the shit in the middle. The United States has done things way kinder, way gentler, and way more generously than most of the fucking rest of history. So these sanctimonious leftist cunts need to get over themselves and actually pick up a fucking book instead of sitting there calling it racist and throwing it into a fucking fire like the Nazis they like to call everybody else. Let's see. How long do you reduce a demi-glaze until it's to the right texture and consistency? It's a process. It's a slow, tedious, time-consuming process if you want to do it right, because you want to do it over very low heat so you don't burn your fucking glass. A demi-glace, it's about texture, consistency. It's about how thick and how reduced it is. That's how you determine if it's a demi-glace, a full glass. It's a lot of work. But yeah, so like I said, that's me venting my colon though about that particular issue. Yes, it was reduced, it was bought, it was conquered by people prior to us. The fucking native tribes that were here were conquering each other before we showed up. It's not like it was some fucking, anarchist utopia where all these people lived in peace and harmony and hung out with nature or whatever other Disney-fied bullshit these retards seem to think the world was like before the white man came along and fucked everything up. It's kind of like the assholes who blame white people for slavery, and I'm not saying everybody, but the people who have this unrealistic idea of, between the white people who say we should all feel bad for being white because, slavery bad, and the black people who want to blame all their problems on white people because, my ancestors were sold here. When ultimately, nobody gets mad at the fucking people in Africa who sold the motherfuckers. The 75 white guys on a ship did not go running around the jungle rounding these motherfuckers up to bring them over here. They bought them. They were chattel. They were an industry. And slavery was not exclusive to African people. The original slaves, it was Slavic. Fucking Eastern Europeans were the original chattel slavery. It's fucking retarded that people still want to try and pull this shit as a card or some sort of validation for their fucking stupid, hateful, ignorant beliefs. Drives me fucking nuts. Wow, where'd that come from? I don't even remember. But yes, great book or movie to look at on the topic is Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Very accurate representation of the Trail of Tears. I honestly can't say about the movie. I have read the book. I never saw the movie. But yeah, the Trail of Tears was a horrific thing. Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, heart-wrenching story. True story. And it's one of those things. I read it when I was in grade school because I was one of the enrichment classes involved. That was a semester we spent reading that book and analyzing it and da-da-da-da. But anywho's it's. All right, that's what the song Iko Iko is about. My grandma, your grandma, sitting by the fire. Yeah, that's part of it too. But, all right. Anything else, guys? Last call? All right, if there are no further statements, I'm going to start reading the recipe. Feel free to add anything while I'm reading the recipe because I don't like having a bunch of dead air space, but if you guys want to talk, I will address the comments as I see them when they come through. This week's recipe, in terms of, I thought it was appropriate and because I'm going to do some cultural appropriation here, this is a recipe for a red pozole. Now, for this red pozole, we're going to take 1 guajillo chili, 1 ancho chili, 1 tablespoon of lard, 16 ounces of cubed pork shoulder, 1 small diced onion, 3 minced garlic cloves, 5 cups of chicken stock, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, 1 bay leaf, 1/2 teaspoon dried oregano, 1.5 cups of hominy. White hominy comes in a can. It's good stuff. Juice of 1 lime, and then you are going to have, for garnish, you are going to have 1 avocado, 1 bunch of fresh cilantro, some radishes, and some cabbage. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to heat the lard in your pan, right? And, you're going to need some extra oil. That's what it comes down to. My recipe calls for lard just because that's how it was done. It comes with lard. You can use oil, you can use olive oil, but you can use bacon grease. You can use fat from the pig if you want to throw a little extra pork fat off the butt. And just render it off so you can have some. Point being, you need grease in the bottom of the pan. Then you're going to take your diced pork butt and you're going to brown it off in the pan. You're going to stir it around, mix it up, and after it's gotten to where, as you're turning it around, brown, brown, brown. No Lorenzo, no Newt. Then you're going to add your onions, and you're going to stir them around until they become translucent, continuing to cook the pork in the process. Once the onions become translucent, add the garlic, brown for about another 1.5 minutes. Add your remaining ingredients, which would be the chicken stock, cumin, cloves, bay leaf, oregano, hominy. And you're going to bring it to a boil. Then once it starts boiling, reduce it to a simmer. You're going to simmer it until the pork is like tender and falling apart. The pork's got to be 165 degrees when you're making the soup. It's going to simmer for a while because you want to break down the muscle fibers and the connective tissue in the pork so it starts to kind of shred in the broth. So then once that happens, when you serve it, you're going to take a ladle full of your soup. You're going to put it in there. You're going to garnish it with the avocado, the cilantro, and if you want to, you can add a little salt, pepper, adjust it anyway. So you're going to add the cilantro, you're going to add the lime, you're going to stir it in, you're going to garnish it with sliced avocado, thinly sliced radish, and your finely shaved cabbage. And if you want to, if you're like me, I like a little raw onion on top of it too. I like a little diced onion in there that you can put on top. And it's just, that's how it's done. That's the closest thing I've gotten to an authentic original one. Let's see. Tristan says he would do a half an onion and 2 or 3 shallots just to give it a little bit of sweetness. Yeah, you definitely can. That's what I love about cooking. You can always tweak it to make things you like, to make it how you want it to be. This, I was going for a more traditional old school way of doing it. I do realize I just skipped over a line in the instructions though. So yeah, after, we'll back this up. After you brown off your pork, your onions, and your garlic, that's when you add in the chopped chilies into the mix. So it's cooked in the fat before you add in the vegetables and the seasonings and the stock and the hominy. So it would be I don't know how my eyes are not cooperating apparently, but yeah. So that's the general gist of it. You want to sweat the peppers. Now, for most people, I'd say remove the seeds. If you want a little extra heat, leave the seeds in there. It's totally up to you how you want to address it. But yeah, so that's the recipe. It will be added to the website as per usual. Unfortunately, probably not tonight. I've been very busy today, so usually I try to work a day ahead so I can just click publish after the episode drops and it goes live. But today I was busy trying to get stuff in place for the spice line, and that took up the majority of my time and attention today. So that will be the recipe this week, red pozole, and I hope you guys try it. I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't like it, let me know. I always welcome all feedback. It can be discussed in the food channel, the I Had to Cook It channel on our Discord server. You can leave me a message. You can write me an email. You can send me a strongly worded letter. I'm actually thinking about setting up a post office box so I can tell you guys to email me postcards. Not that I think anybody will do it. It'll probably be a waste of money just for my own laughing, but I may actually do it anyway. So let's see. Beyond that, we'll do one more open to the chat. Anybody got anything else? Any questions, comments, concerns? Want to tell me I'm an idiot? Want to tell me I'm wrong? This is your chance. This is your opportunity. This is a chance to exercise your right to use your voice and be heard. Oh, you're welcome, Kate. I hope it's to everyone's satisfaction. Let's see. Bill is on board with the spice blends. That's good to know. Oh, well, thank you, Ken, and yeah, big shout out too to Ken and Bruce and Bill for helping me get this spice blend offline, and Jason too, for helping me get all this stuff coordinated and figured out. Ken's helping me polish my extremely uncouth little tweaks for like my bio for the Kickstarter, and he's helping me out with a lot of the artsy stuff because Ken's an amazing artist. If you haven't gone and checked out Mad K Studios, by the way, you're missing out. You fucking suck, and I think you need to be better. So to be better, go to madkstudios.com and check out some of Ken's amazing artwork. You can order custom commissions. You can check out his pre-done stuff. You can buy his adult coloring books, which will help you relax a whole lot. Let's see, Lorenzo. You have a piss pot of tarragon. Well, if it's piss essence, did it get caught in the flood? Does it need its issues? And no, Shauna, it's not ADD spice. We decided against that. But yeah, actually, Lorenzo, there's a ton of stuff you can do, assuming it's not contaminated by the homeowner issues you've been having. By the way, go check out Misanthrope Radio 2.0 if you want to find out what the hell I'm talking about Lorenzo's problems, because certain events have happened recently that make me question piss pot as whether it's an expression as to how much of it there is, or as if it's actually a pot that's got piss in it. Yes, to elaborate, Bill, the adult coloring books are coloring books aimed at adults. They're not adult themed. They're not X-rated coloring books. They're just coloring books. Yeah, tarragon goes nicely with beef. You can use it to make a nice vodka tomato sauce if you're looking for something to go over a pasta. Tarragon can be dried. It's got a kind of an anisey flavor to it, so anything you want to use with that particular flavor profile, you could dry it, you can grind it, you can fucking make emulsions out of it, you can actually do extracts with it. It kind of depends on how much you like the flavor profile. I mean, I can send you some fucking some recipes for marinades and rubs using it. I'll fire you off a couple good chicken recipes for it. It goes pretty well with poultry, actually, because you get. I mean, I'm not the world's biggest fan of it because I don't like that anisette flavor profile. I don't like black licorice. I don't like, but tarragon in a vodka tomato cream sauce is pretty okay. It's tolerable. It's the big thing about it is you really don't want to use too much of it. It can be very overpowering. So having a piss pot full of tarragon probably going to be all you need for the rest of your natural fucking life. I mean, some people love it. Don't get me wrong. This is just Aaron's bias talking, but some people love that shit. I can do a little bit of it here and there. It goes in certain things. You can make a compound butter with it if you want to have it. Yeah, we actually have a lot of it too. But yeah, like I said, you can make like a compound butter for steaks with it. It goes fairly well with that. but yeah, that's like I said. I'll be happy to if there's something beyond that, a specific recipe or a specific idea you have. Like, hey, I got a shit ton of this tarragon and I want to make a chicken. Can you help me out? You got my contacts. You know how to get a hold of me. Shoot me a message on the Discord. Fucking, you know, I don't know. Send me some smoke signals. Whatever. I mean, you know, they might drift down this way eventually. All right, that's enough dead air out of me. If nobody else has anything else they want a particular commentary out of me on, I'm going to put a pin in it and say, for now, that's what I had to say. Why are you not trying? There we go.
Thanks for listening to another episode, guys. If you liked what you heard, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a rating. Go to I Had to Say It podcast.
Yep, technical glitches. If they didn't happen, it wouldn't be my show. Stupid outro thing didn't work right.